Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the fourth episode, guys. We're on a roll. Fourth episode, guys. Still with Arsenal news. I'm going to just dive right in. Okay, I'm going to dive right in. Thank you for all those sending all of you are sending who are coming in from the links you're posting on social media. Thank you. I know that's driving a lot of our traffic. Please sign, subscribe, and share the link. I know those who are coming in from Radio 54. We thank you very much. Please continue sharing the link and let's dive right in. Okay, so our first news today is Arsenal chief Edu has last laugh on the 62.8 million pound transfer deal after unanswered phone calls, right? I hope you all remember when Arsenal tried to sign Dusan Vlahovic in January, but his representatives were not prepared to entertain the move to North London at all. Remember how Arsenal was laughing stock? Well, there's more hard-hitting evidence to accompany Arsenal's current Premier League status. That sees them sit on top of the pile after 9 matches, when documenting the Gunners' remarkable revival under highly rated tactical mastermind Mikel Arteta. Back in January, forward-thinking technical director Edu set the wheels in motion for a mega money transfer soup for prolific Fiorentina frontman Dusan Vlahovic. He was, rapidly emerging as one of Europe's finest young prospects in the Serie A, and I think he is actually still up there. A number of prestigious clubs were queuing up for his signature, while several of them were excuse me. Sorry about that. Excuse me, something in my throat. So a number of prestigious clubs were queuing up for his signature, and while several of them were able to hold a dialogue with the strikers' people, Arsenal was stopped firmly in their tracks. So what happened was, allegedly, Vlahovic's representatives were not interested in entertaining a move to Arsenal because of the lack of Champions League football in North London. So much so that they decided not to even answer the phone. Furthermore, they did not feel the club's project and rebuild was at the right stage for the Serbian international to justify them making the jump. Wow. People, when you're getting an agent, come on, let them at least be involved. Anyone who knows football knows that the most exciting football projects in European football were one, and in no particular order, I'm just naming them. Arsenal Football Club. Their youth project was exciting from the get-go. When you think about 2 seasons ago when we decided to sign Zambia and whatever, you could see the direction they were taking. When they signed Ben White, everyone was like, yo, this is something crazy. AC Milan, another interesting project. Super interesting project. Another project people should keep their eyes on is Leeds. Leeds. They have a crazy project going on right now. I don't know why people anyway. Atlanta have a very good project. That's it. Let's go on. So they felt that Arsenal was never going to make the Champions League, not in the near future. So from the outside, this was highly insulting from an Arsenal perspective, although they did not disclose a response. Okay? Instead, they simply moved on to other alternative targets. Arteta had already built a track record of developing young talent, making them focal point in his exciting team. Bukayo Saka, Emil Smith-Rowe, and Gabriel Martinelli were all flying under his tutelage after nailing down spots in the starting 11. Okay, so, however, as the general window rumbled on, it soon became clear that Juventus were Vlahovic's preferred destination of choice. A deal was later agreed between La Viola and the old lady for a fee in the region of 62.8 million. Excuse me. Vlahovic has since declared that he never snapped Arsenal, suggesting he leaves his agents to handle the business. Wow. He has since declared that the Telegraph in response to the Gunners' interest. Maybe my agent knows about Arsenal's offer, but I never talked to anyone about it. I just had one club in my mind because Juventus is Juventus. There's nothing else to say. And now I feel honored to be given this jersey. It's incredible every time I put it on. I definitely identify with their DNA. The Juventus personality coincides with my personality. When you come here, you never give up. You fight all the time. You make the sacrifices. This was definitely what I was looking for. Man. So while Vlahovic is keen to clear his name in regards to snapping Arsenal, it's obvious they did not tickle his fancy. But 9 months down the line, he has already been made to look somewhat foolish. Yes, he has. On Tuesday night, Juventus were beaten 2-0 by Maccabi Haifa. This is an Israel outfit. A result that leaves them staring elimination from Champions League in the face. It was undeniably one of the worst results in Juventus history, and it leaves them in the third place in Group H, having lost 3 of their 4 matches. Still, they have not sacked Massimiliano Allegri due to the expensive payoff he would be due should the club pull the trigger. Excuse me, I'm sorry about that. Given that Vlahovich effectively chose Juventus to play Champions League football, this has been nothing short of disastrous for the 22-year-old. He may just be wishing he'd listened to Arsenal's proposal despite playing none the wiser. I absolutely agree. I think it was very arrogant of Vlahovic. I mean, you go where you want. Vlahovic, Locatelli, they've all gone to Juventus. But like I said, you need to be ahead of the times. It's like people who are saying right now, oh, Arteta suddenly improved. He hasn't suddenly improved. Arteta has been improving for the last 3 years. It's just that it takes time for these things to play out. Anyone who watched Arsenal play last season could see the difference. Anyone who watched Arsenal play last season could see the difference it was making. It was the structural differences. And these things take time. And it was just a matter of time that these things came to the surface. Anyway, to even more positive news, Paul Merson has been wowed by the outstanding grenade Xhaka. Okay? And this is a player he used to slam. And this is by his own admission. Man. So Xhaka has even converted Paul Merson into a believer following his performances for Arsenal this season. The Gunners sit top of the Premier League standings, and although the likes of Gabriel Martinelli and Gabriel Jesus steal the headlines most weeks, don't ignore Xhaka's contribution. Do it at your own peril. It's in a slightly more advanced midfield role, the Switzerland international is blossoming into one heck of a player for Arsenal, scoring 2 goals, including 1 against Spurs, and setting up 3 more in all competitions. Back in 2019, I remember Merson he didn't have any kind words for Xhaka. I think there's a quote, let me find it. I think it was back in 2019. Merson slammed the former Borussia Mönchengladbach midfielder, telling Sky Sports via Football London, I don't know, I honestly sit here, and I don't know what he brings to the party. However, Merson is clearly a believer these days by virtue of what he said about Xhaka, who cost 30 million in 2016. He told Sports Skidder, Granit Xhaka has been absolutely outstanding this season. He's been played further forward and he's been reliable. All of them have been. And in fairness to Xhaka, I'm making a lot of people. Xhaka is making a lot of people eat humble pie this season because honestly, Merson isn't the only one to do a U-turn on the player. Nowadays, it's clear as day what he brings to Arsenal's side. And you have to say, Mikel Arteta has pulled a master stroke. You're not only keeping him in North London, even when the player himself wanted to leave, but shaping him to be one of their team's most influential members. Further on to even more positive news. The Express, I think, the Daily Express says that Arsenal may have their very own Mo Salah, who's a top drawer, who is top drawer ahead of the Leeds clash. Okay, so Martin Keown suggested Arsenal have their own Mohamed Salah, imagining Bukayo Saka, whose 4th goal of the season inspired the Gunners to victory against Bodo Glimt on Thursday night. Arsenal won 1-0 in Norway thanks to Saka's deflected fast strike. The 21-year-old became the second youngest Arsenal player ever after Nicolas Anelka's 20 Premier League goals by scoring twice against Salah's Liverpool on Sunday. After his strike in Europe, he's up to 4 goals and 4 assists in 12 games this term. That's after Arsenal Academy graduate contributed 12 goals and 7 assists in 43 matches across all competitions last season. He has developed into one of the most exciting young forwards in the continent and will hope to have a say again versus Leeds United at Ellen Road this Sunday. We're all looking forward to that game. And Keown has compared the right-sided winger to Liverpool's hero Mo Salah, who fired a hat-trick in Champions League win over Rangers on Wednesday night to take himself to 231 direct goal contributions in 267 appearances. That is crazy, people. That is crazy. Let me read it again. 231 direct goal contributions in 267 appearances. Whew. The PT Sport pundit suggests that Saka can become similarly deadly. I believe he can. If you look at what Mo Salah was doing at the age of Saka, if we're to use those up, if we're to use Mo Salah's growth as a trajectory, man, it's scary to think about what Saka will be able to do at that age. All he needs to add is goals. All he needs to add is goals. Goals and how to use his right foot. If he learns that, he's going to be the deadliest. Deadliest. I mean, he's already top world football. He's already top 10. Easily top 10. Actually, top in Europe is top 10 right wingers. Actually, I'd say top 7. I mean, who's better than him right now? In the Premier League, he's easily top 3. Salah is a great finisher. Bukayo Saka is a great one-on-one. Actually, in the Premier League, I'd say he's top 2. Who's better than him on that right wing? Who? Actually, I would say in the Premier League, he's top. It's between him and Salah. Yeah, it's between him and Salah. So discussing the international, Keon said he's top drawer. He comes through the academy and he's had his foot on every rung of the ladder. He's now showing the way of the next generation. Tonight, he was the difference with the title, with a little bit of class. He has a left-footed right. He's a left-footed right winger. It's really difficult to defend when he comes inside and with that change of pace. I know he gets a little bit lucky, but that's quite emphatic. You see Salah doing that for Liverpool. He's in that mold now, starting to come off the line in a bit more and come more central. Him and Martinelli are really going through the gears in the Arsenal jersey. That's from Martin Keown. And asked if Saka would get into the Invincibles team. Keown famously played in the former centre back. Sorry, asked if Salah could get into the Invincibles team. Keown that he famously played in. The former centre back added he'd be close. That was a little bit special. There's some trophies to win first, but when you look at it, Nicolas Pepe was brought to block his path. Raul suddenly he brought him in, and obviously wasn't looking at the youth team at the point. But now the club is together and they know talents. They know the talents they've got emerging through the ranks. It's a conveyor belt. It's like a soccer factory of young players coming through the club. Saka shows you why it seems to mean much more than for them. On a difficult night on the AstroTurf pitch, he's still going to deliver. Ex-Chelsea midfielder Joe Cole added, you have to understand how young he is as well. Arsenal have got such a gem here. He's already so experienced and one of the leaders of the team on the pitch. He takes responsibility. I love that guy. He's taking the ball on the back foot and teasing the fullback out. Once he sees space, he's got the speed to exploit it. He's a fantastic footballer and one that Arsenal want to tie down to build his new great side. That seems to be emerging. The beauty with him is you could use him on the right, you could use him on the left or front three, as a 10, as a left winger, as a right wing back. He's just a fantastic footballer. The young players at Arsenal have got all this energy and they kept that going. It's important momentum. I agree with Joe Cole and Martin Keown. I agree. I think Bukayo Saka is easily the best right winger in the league. Easily. Bar, say, Mo Salah. I don't see anyone who's better than him right now. 1v1s, Saka takes it. No one beats Saka. 1v1. Isolating, he can play wide and can play deep. He can play wide and can play central on the right wing. You watch the Spurs game, watch the Liverpool game. They had to. It's always 2 players around him. Watch the games that he played before. There's always 2 players around him. Let's look at Mo Salah. All it took to contain Mo Salah was a Tomiyasu. 1 player. You give 1 player to Saka, he'll destroy you. And Mo Salah he's in his prime. Saka is 21. Come on, guys. Come on. It doesn't get better than this. Let me know in your comments what you think about this Saka. I believe he's I think people who don't watch Arsenal totally underrate him. They don't know what he is. Because I get that football is tribal and everyone wants to protect their turf. And people say, oh, Anthony and whatever. But you cannot compare Anthony to Saka. You can't. There's no comparison. Anyway, that's it for the news we had today. Please subscribe, follow the channel, share. I'd like to hear what you have in the comments. Thank you.